We're all villains in someone's story. Doesn't matter what we meant, only what they felt. You save a man once, he calls you brother. You fail him once, he calls you a monster. That's the price. You don't get to choose your role in their version. So I stopped explaining, stopped apologizing. 'Cause truth is, they'll paint you black, even if your hands were clean.
Be the villain. Be the villain. So many times when we grow up in our childhood, we are told to always be nice. We're always told to, hey, treat others the way that you want to be treated, and to always try to fit in the group. It's like this survival thing that we try to do all the time. But what happens when you don't relate to everybody? What happens if you have another idea? You get criticized. The moment that you start telling people no, in the moment that people can't cross your boundaries or they can't get what they want from you, all of a sudden that's when people start to show their true colors. People try to love you based on condition or love you based on what they can gather you, but they don't love you for who you are. They don't. So if when they can't control you, or when them themselves or the quote unquote bad person, they try to control the narrative, and that's doing your or messing with your reputation, messing with your image, going with your friends and family, and or go against their friends and families, because their friends and families are going to be one of the biggest allies and stuff like that. Play your role. If being a villain helps you sleep at night, or me being the villain helps you sleep, then by all means, I don't think the hero that you thought you would be could ever stood a chance.
It's a shame if you don't notice the shift in energy around you. I mean, you can't be oblivious to what's going on around you. And I just like kind of woke up one day like, yo, this is my...
It's like the moment that you question tradition. It's like the moment that you break out of social norms, or you do things a little bit different, or something that people have never seen before. All of a sudden that you're weird. People are only limited to their own understanding. Like, they look at you like,
like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do it? And they
so quick to talk you out of your mission, your purpose. When I grew up, I always liked the anti-hero and the villain for some reason. It was something about the villain that I think that a lot of people misunderstand. They're not bad just for the fact that they're bad. You know what I'm saying? There are some characteristics in the villain that I like even more than some of the heroes, because some of the heroes like this. I feel like sometimes when people try to put these hero acts or these hero masks, it's so performative. It's like you're on the big stage and they can only show you one side, but when their true side gets revealed, all of a sudden it's like, oh, they get scared, they get afraid. Own it. Villains they're very comfortable with defined odds. They're very comfortable with not being liked. They don't seek other people's approval. They don't seek other people's validation all the time. They do what the freak that they want to do, and they accomplish what they want to accomplish, and that's their own confidence. I know it's wicked. I know not every villain. I know everybody's saying some villains are psycho. Yes, no, I don't agree with every villain, but when I looked at some, I could sit there and be like, dang, I respect what they're going through. I sit here and I respect it, because it's something about their vibe and their energy that they're not asking. They're confident. They can follow orders. They're leaders. They can run themselves. They know or have an idea of what they want to accomplish, and they just go for it. People look out for outside validation. They look at other people that give them something that they lacked in their childhood, whether it's love or it's validation or a place to be safe. But when you start to get older and you start to realize that no one is coming to save you, that no one is going to come here and just give you this envelope of what you should do, that you got to kind of do it yourself or fend for yourself, that's when everything starts to freaking change. That's when everything starts to freaking turn. When you realize that people are going to do what they rather would do, despite the evidence, despite whatever you helping them, despite anything that you do. You could be the nicest person in the freaking planet, and people will still find reasons to put you down or have some type of envy or jealousy of you. It's just human freaking nature. So instead of sitting there and questioning yourself and asking yourself, like, what did I do wrong? No, listen. Tell yourself that maybe, just maybe, that these people that paint you out to be the villains like that are not qualified to be in your life. It's simple.
Many times when people seem to be pushing you away, they may in fact not be pushing you away, but pushing you towards something you really need to go toward. So they can actually be your best friend even when they may seem to be acting like your worst nightmare. It just depends. You have to learn how to give meaning to it in a positive way so that you will get positive effect out of it no matter what it seems like anyone else's intention toward you might be.
I help people from their family situations, relationship situations. I help them even sometimes from themselves. But you cannot help people that sit there and in their mind make themselves to be the victim, or all they do is worship the struggle. They're going to stay there. It's going to be a cycle. People that won't want to mature and want to go further in their life, they will keep having these cycles again and again and again until the world breaks them. And that's just kind of the thing that you got to tell yourself, that is not your job. It is not your job to sit there and make everybody happy. It's not your job to sit there and cater to everybody's emotions. It's not your job to take their burdens, to take their doubt and take their depression and put it on you. That's not your job. It's not your job. Man, when I got into the realization this like that I can create my own world, that I don't have to, that everything that I needed was already inside me and God, and I can just go out and just accomplish anything I want given time, that's when I knew everything. That's when I knew everything is somewhat a symbol. When you see people that are people pleasers, they have deep abandonment issues. When you have people that can't tell the truth, or when you have people to say that's, you know for a fact that's performative to say that, because deep down inside, when they look inside the mirror to themselves, they can't embrace it. So they need other people to kind of distract themselves from it. And that goes for anybody. We're always looking for a distraction from social media. We're always looking for a distraction, whether it's food, shows, and stuff like that. Yeah, you can enjoy life, but at the end of the day, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be freaking congruent. And not a lot of people are willing to say real like that. That's why I like people like Soul Illuminati. That's why I like people like Bruce Drop 'em Off, because at the end of the day, they're authentic with themselves and they're honest with themselves. And they're willing to tell everybody, hey, I don't care what you feel. I don't care how you feel about it. I'm not going to back down. I'm going to be true to myself. And that's who I am. I'm not going to apologize for who I am and what I'm about to become, as long as it's the best version and the greatest version of myself. Period.
Remember, it doesn't matter what happens. It only matters what you do with what happens that makes the difference in your reality. So don't base your state of being on what's happening. Just be the state of being you prefer and behave the way you prefer to behave, no matter what you perceive, even if it's something you don't prefer.